Hi everyone, and welcome to Hot Humble Pie. My channel will help you dupe some of the Dollar Tree craft supplies, give you tips on what supplies you can find for free, and show you how to create beautiful, expensive looking decor with things you would normally consider trash. So if you enjoy crafting and you don't mind spending a little more time on detail, get ready to have some fun. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. DIY number 1. Okay, I love this little guy. He's my favorite Easter decoration probably this year just because of the colors, but he is absolutely gorgeous in real life. The camera doesn't do him justice. Even my husband walked out and just said, "Ooh, that's nice." He cost me under 10 cents to make, and during this video I'm going to tell you how you can make him for free. Okay, favorite size can, ladies and gentlemen. Not as big as a coffee can, totally inconspicuous. I've made tons of crafts out of them and you can't tell. Maybe with this craft you can tell, but it's totally okay because cans are an everyday sight on a real farm. My husband was raised on a farm. I live by farms. They're used to keep an alert system to keep the fox out of the chicken pen. They're used for seedlings, for target practice, you name it, they're on the farm. They are free, and if for nothing else, you're making a smaller carbon footprint on the planet, so please keep your cans. We're going to be using a lot of them on my channel. In my previous videos, I mentioned that 50-cent 8-ounce paint you can get from the Boo Boo section at Home Depot. There it is. And a bunny print from online, any kind of bunny you want. Now, here's a trick, because you guys, believe it or not, I have been this broke in my history, in my life before, where I didn't have money to replace ink. So if you don't, for some reason, have ink or a printer, here's a little nice trick you can do. Hold your paper up to the computer screen. Be very soft when you do it, but find a bunny shape that you like. Trace it out right from the computer screen. You can see it through. Just be soft. If you're going to use a pencil, if you're not confident, use a crayon. Just don't damage your computer screen. But that's a nice little trick for people who are short on cash. Because these are high quality paints, I'm just going to give it one coat because it's one of those paints that doesn't even require a primer. And of course I'm going to cut my little bunny out. I'm using antique parchment and burnt umber and apple barrel paint here, and I'm just going to dry brush the cream color on. Any cream color will do, you guys, and any brown color for this particular craft. Even if the brown is a little bit more orangey than what I normally recommend, if it looks like rust, all the better. Okay, here I'm sanding, and not too much because I don't want too much of that shiny metal to show through, just a little bit. And that block I'm sanding with, you can get at the Dollar Tree. I got mine at the 99-cent only store. And then I buy cheap sandpaper from either one of those two places and cut it in the shape of the sand block, and you can hot glue it on and reuse it over and over because it's a nice shape for the hand. So that's a nice little money saving tip. And then you see me there with a wet baby wipe, wiping and smearing the paint. That's a great look for rustic farmhouse decor. If you don't have a baby wipe, just use paper towels or a Kleenex. You even see me using my finger just to do it now and then. And here's the Mod Podge in matte. I'm going to Mod Podge my bunny on. You add a little water to the Mod Podge and that prevents it from bubbling up. What I did, because I forgot to add the water, it's another trick, is when I Mod Podged over him and he wasn't quite settling down in those grooves, and you really want the image that you put on to become one with the can, I just wet my finger and just gently it's right there, you can see me doing it. I'm just gently pushing it into the grooves so that it takes shape, and then I dry him. When you push him down into those grooves, though, be really gentle because when it has Mod Podge and water all over it, paper tears really easily. And then I'm just Mod Podging the whole thing, and I'm drying it. Now here you're going to see me do the paint on top of the Mod Podge. So even though the Mod Podge is in matte, it still has plastic in it, so it still leaves behind a little sheen, so I do this on purpose. If you let your Mod Podge dry just a little bit, 10 minutes or so, I mean it's dry, but it's not like 48 hours dry. Paint adheres to it beautifully and it doesn't chip off, so I purposely take burnt umber and go around the image just to make it look a little old and rustic. And here is a Dollar Tree egg and some Dollar Tree beads. Now, if you don't have any beads, please check out my video. I'll leave the link at the end of this video and below in the comment box, how to make free wood beads. So if you can't afford to buy any, or you want to make some bigger ones, the ones I make are actually nicer. And the Dollar Tree beads are kind of, you know, they can be wonky. They're in weird shapes, and then you have to pull out the big ones, and so you don't end up getting very many. And you can buy them, but usually it's $5 or above. And again, I always give people suggestions so you can craft for almost free in case you don't have any money, because you never know. And by the way, I'm painting that same paint on the beads that I painted on the can, that discount paint. And I used a sponge for the first time. I usually use a brush, and this was way awesome, you guys. The tip on that little sponge, I end up holding it up and I'm like spinning the beads on the skewer, and it's going, there I am, and it's going in between and getting right up to where the hole is so you can't see the colors. So that was a great method for painting the beads. It was better than spray painting them. I mean, it went totally fast. They were spinning around. I got every angle, so highly recommend the sponge package at the Dollar Tree store. Here I am painting the Dollar Tree egg. I love the texture the glitter gives. If you don't have an egg, don't stress. That bead video also includes little faux wooden trinkets that you can make for the end of your beads. You do have to paint the Dollar Tree beads twice because it's an understatement here, you guys, but they're bright. Now I use some pink here to pick up the pink in my bunny's ears. You guys don't have to if you pick a different image online, but if you do, what I did is I just barely touch the beads. I'm kind of giving it a blush. They're spinning around and I'm letting the pink hit here and there. You can see it. I thought that looked really nice for Easter. So here I am, I'm going to speckle my beads with a new method. This is my first time trying this, and I'm all like stressed because I don't know if it's going to work, but it ends up working brilliantly. I just use a skewer, and the brush is kind of firm. It has firm bristles, and I fan out the brush so that it sprays paint. I figured out that I had to kind of go forward because it was spraying backwards. I don't know if I was doing it wrong. Maybe it'll do it different for you guys, but make sure you put it in some poster board that is curled, because I have protection there. It's like laying in a U where it doesn't spray backwards on you and it doesn't spray forward, because I was watching a podcast on my phone. You don't want to spray your, you know, it's a messy process, so either do it outside or put some protection down. This part's pretty explanatory. I'm just threading my beads on some twine. I'm going to make a tassel for it. Again, you don't have to use a tassel. You can use dental floss if you want. If you do dental floss, do 3 rows so it doesn't break. And there's a nice little hole in there for my twine. I'm showing you that. Here's my florals, and here's a nice little trick I'm going to show you with the florals. Don't ever cut your tall florals if you don't absolutely have to, because you might need them to be tall one day for another project. Just bend them, and the counter pressure from the stem will hold them nice and tight. It saves on foam and it saves on glue. And here he is. This cute little guy is so sweet. And I know all crafters say they love their crafts, but I honestly don't think we'd publish them or upload them if we didn't. I love this guy. He is so cute. I made him for free, didn't go out and buy anything new, and I hope you guys can too. I hope I gave you some inspiration. DIY number 2. You're going to need any kind of glass jar, a printout of a bunny, some reindeer moss, paints in your 3 favorite colors, and some eggs. Now, if you don't have any of these foam eggs I mentioned earlier in this video, you can go check out the bead video. It teaches you how to make faux wooden trinkets, so you can make anything you want, including eggs. And so I don't need to explain what I'm doing here. You guys can totally see what I'm doing. I'm painting an egg. But I do put the egg back on the stick, and invariably I put all 3 of those eggs back on their sticks. So if you do work with the Dollar Tree foam eggs, leave them on the sticks. They're way easier to paint. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm insane. Just ignore me. Leave them on the sticks. Don't you love when the tops are plugged with dry paint? That's always fun. And I actually go for it, you guys. I paint the egg and then it dries and I'm all sad because it is in fact too dark. So I have to add more white. And, you know, I think I had like an epic story with these eggs here. I painted all of them twice, but it was a lot of fun. And after all that, the eggs turned out so pretty. You guys, look at that. I saved my eggs. So here I'm demonstrating the poster board. You're going to want to curl it in that U shape so you don't get sprayed in the front or in the back when you're speckling your eggs. And I'm fanning the dry brush there without any paint on so that you can kind of see the technique a little bit better. This is a great technique, you guys. That's a big thing. Once you get it down, the hardest part is chasing your little egg around because it doesn't always want to be on the side that it needs to be on that hasn't been speckled yet. I don't know if I said that right, but I know you know what I mean. But oh, there it is. Look at that. It's a great technique. Yeah, that's a lighter you see there. And you don't have to do this, definitely, if you don't like playing with fire. I don't know. I've got a little pyromaniac in me, I guess. But you can achieve the same look by tearing your bunny out instead of cutting it and then just using some dark brown paint around the edges. That looks just as pretty. And then again, for those of you that don't want to edge it like this, you can just cut your bunny right up to the line, you know, the outline of the bunny where the ink meets the paper. Now, I'm a big fan of decoupage, but with glass containers like this, especially because you can put seasonal decoration and to save money, I just recommend using a little bit of hot glue, just enough to hold your image there and enough where you can take him off for the next holiday or the next season and just pick the hot glue off and you don't waste a glass container. Now I use grass, and I didn't mention it at the beginning, but a wonderful alternative that I have used plenty of times in the past when I don't have the craft supplies and I don't want to go to the store, or back when I was younger and I had no money, I used to walk around outside and just look for different plant life in different colors and shapes, bring it in, cut it up small, and do the layers with that. And it was actually in a lot of ways even more beautiful because you can't beat Mother Nature. And also food stuff like split peas, coffee, you can make your layers with that. And then you just put some florals in like I didn't. Oh, look at that, you guys. It's absolutely beautiful. I've got this on my mantle at home. Really elegant in real life. The glass sparkles, and there's something so beautiful about looking at any kind of decoration through glass. It's so magical. And of course, I'm proud of my eggs. But I highly recommend this craft, you guys. It was a lot of fun. It's super fast, super easy, and it makes a beautiful decoration for Easter. DIY number 3. You're going to need some kind of little trinket, whatever you like to use. I chose a Dollar Tree bunny, craft sticks, or some foam board that could be substituted as craft sticks. Here I'm just cutting off the round ends of each of those sticks. Here's that free wood I talked quite a bit about in my first video about how to go about getting free wood. I'll go ahead and leave the link in the description box, but please refer to that video if you want to know how you can get some for your crafts. If you don't have any craft sticks on hand right now, you can easily substitute foam board or cardboard. If you use foam board, just make sure that you don't tear the paper when you're cutting it into those little planks. And with both of those items, either one, make sure you cut really straight lines. It's okay if you nick them or bump them because wood naturally has imperfection. That looks fine. And if you do have to use cardboard, because I know a lot of us aren't going out right now, you know how cardboard has that weird little webbed, sometimes in between the cardboard, it's like a webbed look almost? You can use hot glue and squirt it along the edge and just take a craft stick or anything that you have, just not your finger, and rub that along to fill it in and make the edges flat. And then make sure with both foam board and cardboard that you're very generous with painting the edges. That's really important in creating the illusion of faux wood. I love to start with black when I do faux wood. I still think that is an absolute necessity to get the depth and richness of real wood. After you paint it black, just start dry brushing on some white until you get like a color of a dirty wood, like a repurposed wood. And then from there you can add browns if you want to, or you can leave it like that depending on what color you want your crate to be. Also really important when you're working with foam board in particular is to dry it as you go. And when I say dry brushing, I mean you're literally putting on so little paint that it's going on dry. And if at any time it feels damp, then you need to take a blow dryer and dry it before it stays on there too long, because foam board does have a tendency to curl. So I just have to remove that top piece off of my bunny because I am using the bunny from the Dollar Tree. And a lot of people don't realize that there is a gray Sharpie out there. And I decided to give my bunny, I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing in the background, that's my cat. He wants to come in, bless him. There's a gray Sharpie, and I decided to give my bunny a little gray face. I guess I use a gray marker just to give him some character. There's something about not having a face that just bothered me with him. And he's so cute. His face came out so cute. And I give him a little pink nose, and everything's really light. It's really kind of airbrushed on. The pink's really soft. It's almost like watercolors, but it looks really nice. There he is. Well, I think it looks really nice. He's adorable. Nice little trick that a lot of people don't talk about, and it's good to be reminded, is to use cardboard or foam board and glue your moss or whatever ground covering that you choose on top of the cardboard or foam board, and then put that inside. And don't forget to cover the sides as well. That same rule applies. You have to hide that you've used cardboard or foam board, but you know, it allows you to use the crate or whatever craft you've made all year round for different seasons without damaging it. And here he is, and he is so cute, you guys. I love this craft. It was super easy, super cheap. $1 maybe, because I used free wood and I don't even know how to calculate the craft sticks. I think I got like 100 for $1. So great craft for Easter, totally rustic farmhouse. Highly recommend it to you guys. If you liked what you saw on this channel too, please don't forget to subscribe. Give me a big thumbs up. It really does help my video get out there and suggest it in the feed so that other people can find me too. Specifically people who might not live by a Dollar Tree or just don't have the extra cash right now. I'd really like them to have some fun. Until then, breathe deep, fret not, and do things that make you happy.